Am I the a-hole for refusing to watch my sister's stepkid and exposing her lies to her husband? I, 21, female, have a sister, Jess, 30, is married and has a 5-year-old stepson. Her husband works full-time and she is a stay-at-home mom. Every Monday, she'd call my mom at 9 a.m. to get her to go over to her house and watch her stepkid for a few hours. I live at home with my parents, and so I've noticed this routine for weeks now. Last week, Mom went out of town to visit some relatives, and yesterday, Monday, at 9 a.m., my sister called asking me to come watch her stepkid for a few hours because she had an important thing to do. I said no because I had to go study, and also she does this every Monday, so clearly it wasn't important or urgent, but she insisted it was. I told her sorry but no. She ended the call, then I went to the university. Hours later, I got a call from my brother-in-law asking where my sister was. I said I had no idea. He proceeded to tell me he just came home at 1 p.m. and found his son by himself at the house. I was in shock that my sister left her stepkid by himself so she could go God knows where. I told him about a conversation I had with her, and he got angry. In the evening, my sister came over and started making a scene by yelling at me for bailing on her after she sent me a text message telling me she was already out the house to force me to come watch her stepson. I didn't see the FB message till she told me, but she said I did this deliberately and also exposed her to her husband because she told him she'd be at home with the kid. Not just that, but I also told her husband that Mom comes over every Monday morning to watch the kid for a few hours, which caused a huge fight between him and my sister. She yelled that I was petty and selfish and just stirred shit and caused issues in her marriage by tattling to her husband. I couldn't keep arguing. I went into my room and started playing music. My dad and the others said I was to blame for not helping my sister and now being the reason she and her husband are in conflict. Am I the a-hole? Okay guys, so I saw few questions asked multiple times, so I'll just put the answers out here for all to see. 1. My brother-in-law's wife is deceased. 2. My brother-in-law is always at work when my sister calls my mom to get her to come over and watch her stepson. 3. Most of you guys are asking where my sister goes every Monday, and I even saw someone mention that I was the a-hole for not finding out. But I don't know anything. I have no idea what's going with my sister, and I thought it was none of my business. Update. Guys, I've decided to try and find out what is really going with Jess. I'm not the type to snoop, and it's not my business, but she already made it my business by turning the family against me because of something she did. Not gonna lie, I came here thinking I was going to get toast, but I wrong. Thank goodness for that. I'll update as soon as possible, thanks. Now for the top comments, here's a comment from Prop6040Y. Not the a-hole, so is your sister having an affair or is she a drug addict? Here's another comment from room number 99. OMG, I really don't know what is going on with her, though I'm guessing Mom knows. Another comment from Fla Blast. Update us if you find out because we're all as nosy as and now we're intrigued. Another comment from Just Obsolete. Not the a-hole, a 30-year-old does not need this cuddling. She left a 5-year-old alone for who knows how long to get into who knows what trouble. The 5-year-old needs some cuddling, not the grown woman who made a knowing and conscious decision to marry a man with a young son. Hope he divorces her. And another comment from 10 Kinds of Soul. Not the a-hole, this is bonkers. She left a 5-year-old alone, counting on the messaging app on a social network and your sense of concern for a child to make sure her responsibilities were covered. I don't think going out one morning a week is a problem for a stay-at-home mom, but lying to your husband about it and forcing your relative to cover it? No, sir. Next story. Am I the a-hole for calling the cops on my sister-in-law for leaving my bedridden brother alone in the house? So this incident took place last week. I, 27 female, have a brother, 33, who got into a serious accident, resulting in him being bedridden for the past few weeks. Now I have to say that his wife, also known as sister-in-law, do not get along, but we do tolerate each other and try to be civil. Last week, I got a call at 11 a.m. from my brother telling me he had just woke up and his wife wasn't home. I asked how so, and he said he called for her but got no answer. He also said he called her phone but she didn't pick up. I was mad because this is just flat out neglect and it wasn't the first time she did it. My brother begged that I come help him because he accidentally wet the bed. But I hung up and called the police to report this incident anonymously. The call was a welfare check, and when the cops arrived, my sister-in-law was still out of the house. Hours later, my sister-in-law called me and was yelling names like crazy at me for calling the cops on her just because she was just out running errands. I told her it was her fault for leaving her bedridden husband home alone, unattended, but she said he was asleep, but still anything could have happened. She argued that I just got her in a problem with the police that was totally avoidable and said I should have come to help my brother when he called, instead of going to the police to teach her a lesson. From that, I figured my brother told her it was me who called the cops. I hung up on her, but she sent my family after me and they said I shouldn't have called the cops, but I explained that sister-in-law did this to herself by acting neglectful, yet I got called a judgmental bee with nothing but spite for my sister-in-law and zero concern for my brother, but that was not true. I don't know what she told them, but I'm clearing the air tomorrow, though my family insists I messed up and caused unnecessary problems to my already struggling sister-in-law. Now for the comments from Volshika. Does she have any support network, or do you expect her not to leave the house 24/7, 365? Food needs to be bought. Errands have to be run. If you're concerned, offer to take a shift staying with your brother so sister-in-law can go out and not be slaved to caretaking. You're the a-hole. Here's another comment from Melvin Fosho. The wife could have at least told him she was leaving. Imagine not being able to get out of bed and having no idea where your caretaker was. Yes, things need to be done, but bare minimum she could tell him she was leaving or at least leave a note for him to know what happened. Another comment from Pepper Victims. Well, he was asleep, so I don't blame sister-in-law for not waking him up, but she could have at least answered the phone when he called or sent a quick message. Still, I don't think she's an asshole though. Another comment from Zukazuk. Sometimes when you're in those mental box stores, you lose signal and the phone doesn't ring. She might not have not answered on purpose.